Views expressed here are not supported by and do not reflect those of the Evening Rush Network. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, where in the part of the world. Thank you for tuning to another episode of Stacey Talks Money podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. You can follow like me, us on the show at staceytalksmoney@gmail.com. You can also Cash App if you'd like to be generous and support the show financially. Stacey Talks Money on Cash App. The number to call in is 929-282-0266. Okay, if you want to call and you have any questions. Today, I had a very busy week last week. I went to a few networking events. Met some cool people. Went to Hadassah's event. She was on the show last week. Her event was her Mom and Mimosa's event on Saturday. So it was a broad food. They had guest speakers. It was a really nice event. It was in Long Island. It was a nice space. So definitely check her out. It was Affluent Alliance. That's her networking event company that she created, where she's going to have more events. It was really a nice time, nice speakers, good information. I networked, of course, with everybody in the room. That's another thing. When you go to events, you should definitely try to, network with everyone in the room. It doesn't matter, who it is, or if you feel maybe, maybe I shouldn't connect with that person. It doesn't matter. Try and just connect with everyone in the room, because it's very beneficial and it's important. And, you never know who you may meet at these events. So, like I said, when you go out and network, definitely always walk with your business cards, or, if not, if you have an Instagram page for your business, always, they could also scan the QR code directly from your Instagram if you don't have a business card right now. That's always good to use. All right, this evening we'll be speaking about the different kind of ways you can money for your business loans, primarily how to fund your business, and the terms and the pros and the cons that come along with it. Now, before I speak about that, I wanted to say that I took a course. I took a 10-week course with the New York City Department of Small Business Services, the SBS. And the course was called Fast Track New Venture for Female Entrepreneurs. And that was 10 weeks. I took that course that was right after tax season. I took that for 10 weeks. And we met twice a week. It was, for me, it gave me a lot of information for my businesses, and also to see, I wanted to see where's the disconnect between entrepreneurs and the information that they need for their business. And there's a big disconnect. I realize there's a big disconnect. Like these courses that they offer for free are beneficial. You do learn, but I'm also realizing that entrepreneurs still need someone one-on-one to work with them within their business, because during the course it was 10 weeks. It went by so quick, and we only did, it was 2 hours for 2 evenings per week. And, they tried to compile so much information, but, so many entrepreneurs had so many questions. It was like 25 of us in the class. So, they had a lot of questions sometimes that were off topic. And a lot of times I was the one answering a lot of their questions. And the teacher was even like, oh, okay, you know a lot. I was like, yeah, because originally I went into the course for to help with my cosmetics line, the gel collection. But, also it was very beneficial. And like I said, I realized that, business owners should always have a mentor or a coach because you need it. Yes, they have free courses. They do have mentors that you can get through these services, but it's still, to me, it's not enough. You need someone where you can, have one-on-one to answer all your questions, and they would know, everything about your business. It's, you have to spend the money. You have to invest in your business. You have to invest in a coach. You have to invest in a mentor. A lot of the participants in the class, they did say that, they reached out to a mentor, either they had one or they weren't giving them any information, or they weren't even willing to jump on a call with them. They would only want to email, or they wanted to charge extra money, different things like that. That's why when I'm doing my coaching, I look at these things because I want to make, it affordable for people, because it's still necessary that entrepreneurs need, this information to help them with their business. So if you can, it's good. Try and take some of these free courses that they have. It's the New York City Department of Small Business Services, and they call it SBS. And the courses that they have is called Fast Track, and that's Fast, FAST, Track, TRAC, New Venture courses. They have one just for female entrepreneurs. They have a course for 50 plus participants, male and female, but you have to be 50 plus. They also have a course for people in tech. They have one for growth. The growth venture means that you've already been in business a year to 2 years, and you would have to have a certain amount of capital within your business to take that course. They also have one for veterans. If you're a veteran, they have a course tailored directly to veterans, because, veterans, there's like a whole different section. There's more funding for them, and there's a lot of opportunities for veterans. So if you are a veteran, I would suggest that you look into something like that if you have a business, or if you're thinking, to have a business. They also have another course called NYC Startup Intensive. And they also have a new one. It's a Fast Track for Cannabis Entrepreneurs. And these are all free. So if you guys need something that's free, and it's a course and it's free, you definitely will still get a lot of information. You could reach out to me and I will get you connected. All right. But you can also go on the website. It's nyc-business.nyc.gov. And you could definitely just look at it, look at the courses, register. A lot of them are like 10 weeks or less. Some are a little bit more, but the one that I took was 10 weeks. And it is free. Okay. So if you guys are interested, you should definitely look into that. So I did that right after tax season. So I'm busy, when I'm not doing taxes. I try to take courses, do things, keep myself busy, especially when it's free. When it's free. So, all right. So now I'm going to talk about business loans. The first one that I'm going to speak about is called term loans for your business. This is good for businesses that are looking to expand, and you should be a business owner who has been operating for at least 6 months or more in order to qualify for term loans. A business term loan is one of the most common types of business financing. You get a lump sum of cash upfront, which you then repay with interest over a predetermined period of time. Payments are fixed. So if they say, let's say the payment is going to be $150 for however many months, it's always going to be $150. it's not going to change. Now, some term loans are what they call balloon payments. So that means they can go up or down. Your payments 1 month could be $150. The next month, your payment could be $250. So you always want to make sure you're getting a term loan, and it's going to be at a fixed if you're going to get a term loan. And like I said, the payments are fixed. It's usually on a monthly basis. There are some that may be weekly or bi-weekly, depending on what company you go through for your financing. If it's a private lender, a micro lender, angel investor, there's different investors. So everyone has different terms how you would repay the term loans. And a variety of lenders offer small business term loans, including banks, online lenders, and alternative lenders like nonprofits. There are a lot of profits that offer term loans. If anyone wants information based on where you live, for New York, I definitely have the information of all the nonprofits that offer loans to businesses. But if you live in a different state, I can still do my research if you would like the information, and just reach out to me, and I'll see what I can do if you want information based on where you live. But if you're in New York, I definitely have the information for you already. Now, with the term loans, can be one of the most inexpensive type of small business loans. However, qualifying for the best rates and terms can be difficult. Banks usually offer the lowest rates, usually requiring at least 2 years in business. You have to be in business for at least 2 years. For example, you would need a good credit. Now with the term loans, they go off of your personal credit. So you're going to need a good personal credit score of at least 690 to 719. All right, so you're going to need a personal credit, not a business credit score. Term loans go off of your personal credit. So for your personal credit, you need to have at least a 690 to a 719 credit score. Online lenders are typically more lenient with their qualifications, but often offer higher rates than banks. Okay, so when you're looking for any kind of term loan, make sure you do your research and you know what kind of terms, what terms you're going to have, the repayments, if it's going to be monthly, if it's going to be bi-weekly, if it's going to be weekly. Make sure that the payments are fixed, because some companies, like I said, they have what's called balloon payments where it can go up and down. That's why it's called balloon payments. And that's not something that you want as a business owner. You want to, you at least want to have a fixed amount where, okay, every month is $150 or whatever it is. Balloon payments are not, I wouldn't suggest that. Anyone to get balloon payments, because it could be $150 one month, it could be $500 the next, and no one wants that. So a lot of times with the term loans, you may need a personal guarantor or guarantee, meaning that you would need someone also on the application if your credit is not between the 690 to the 719. Or you may need some form of collateral. Some lenders would want collateral. Collateral means if you have a car, if you have a home, if you have anything of substantial value, people have jewelry, anything of value. People have, cameras, computers. Some people, they put up their home for business loans. I wouldn't suggest that, but I've heard of some people putting up their homes, because remember, if you default on that loan, they can now take your home. So it doesn't make sense if you default on, let's say, a $20,000 loan, your home is worth more than $20,000. So just think about it. It's not worth it. Okay, so if you're thinking to put up your home, it would have to be something that's really substantial or a large amount where you could say, okay, I can pay this back and I know I'm not going to lose my home. All right. Now, the pros with term loans are, I would say, the pros would be that you get the cash up front and you get it pretty quickly with term loans. They usually approve you, pretty quickly. every lender is different, but most times they approve you usually within a couple of days. It could be a week or two or longer, but it depends. But most times you're approved pretty quickly. Okay, so that's, you get the cash up front, and also you get the fixed monthly payments. I would say is a pro for that. You get the fixed monthly payments, and it's pretty good. So there's really no, I say, for term loans. The only thing is maybe a con might be that you may need a personal guarantor a certain amount. That might be the only con. Pretty much, I think term loans are pretty good for business owners. The next kind of loan is the SBA. And when you hear SBA, it's the Small Business Administration Loans. And that is through the SBA. This is for businesses who are looking to expand or financing existing debt. You would need to have a strong credit, and also for borrowers who can wait a little bit longer for funding, because the process is pretty lengthy when you go through the SBA. It's not going to be a week or two. It may not even be a month. It's very, very long. I just know it's long. I'm not sure exactly, but I know for SBA loans, it does take a good amount of time. So just know when you're applying to these loans, it's not going to come through right away. An SBA loan is the type of small business loan that is partly guaranteed by the Small Business Administration and offered by banks and other private lenders. Okay, so there are several types of loans. It all depends on the lender that you get, because the process with the SBA is you have to apply through the SBA, and then after you apply, they look at your look at how long you've been in business, all of these factors, your business credit, everything they factor in together, and then they match you with lenders based on your qualifications. So that's why it's such a lengthy process. You have to have your tax returns. They look at everything. So once they compile all of that information, then they match you with lenders based on that information to see who you can qualify for any kind of loans or financing. Typically with the SBA loans, I would say a pro. They have lower rates. The loan amount, you can get a loan up to 5.5 million. That's the most current information that I have. I think it might have gone a little bit up, but the most you can get up to is 5.5 million. I know a couple of people who have gotten loans for like $1 million, $2 million, but it also depends on what kind of business you have. That much capital or funds. So it all depends. A typical business owner is not going to need, millions. And you get a long repayment terms. It's longer terms. Typically, it's a couple of years. Most times, it's like 5 years. It's really stretched out. 2 to 5 years for the repayment. So it's a long. The only thing I would say with the SBA, be mindful. A lot of times, people get SBA loans for their business, and they're still paying back the loan, and they no longer have the business. That's just unfortunate, but it happens, because you can get a loan anywhere from 2 to 5 years to pay it back. And if you're paying back this loan for 5 years and your business fails within the second year, you still have to pay back that loan. So that does happen pretty often. So also be mindful of that. The cons, I would say, it's very, very, very hard to qualify. Like, you have to have everything in order. This has to be set up properly. You have to have your bookkeeping. You have to have your business tax returns. Like, everything has to be in order. Like, if you're missing anything, the quickest denial with the SBA loans, and it's a very lengthy and long process. Go through this whole long process, and then you're not qualified, or you spend a lot. People take a lot of time even getting the documents that they need together. It can take a couple of months. So If you're looking into SBA loans, just know it takes a long time. It's a lot of, you have to have all your paperwork in order. You have to have your business formation. You have to have your operating agreement. You have to have an operating agreement if you're applying for an SBA loan, because they want to know how you're going to operate this business. The operating agreement will have who's in charge, who's delegated, who's the CEO, who's the owner, who's just whoever's involved in the business. So, and like I said, it's harder to qualify, and it's a very long application process, very, very long. Some can take up to a year. I know someone applied and it took a year to hear a response and they still didn't get it. So it's a very, very long process. Not all, but depending on, I guess, the lenders that they go through, it can be a long process. So just know it can take up to a year for you to either hear a response, or if you're approved, can take a year. All right, so that is an SBA loan, Small Business Administration loan. Another kind of loan would be a business line of credit. A lot of businesses use that when they need funds for the business. A business line of credit is basically a short term for financing needs for your business. It's kind of a short-term fix if you need help managing cash flow or an unexpected expense. Like with any business, you can have an unexpected expense. It's larger than you expected. Of a restaurant, maybe you had a flood. Maybe you have to do your floor, and that's a pretty large expense. So that would qualify for something that you would need. If you have a food truck and the truck needs repairs, unexpected repairs, that would also be something that's unexpected expense. You might want to get a business line of credit. That provides your business with access to funds up to a credit card. It's similar. It's not a credit card, but it's similar to a credit card. You pay interest only on the money that you've drawn. So when you get a business, only going to be for what if you're going to have access to, just like a credit card. If you have a credit card with $5,000, that's all you have. It's the same thing with a business line of credit. You can only have access to the amount that you applied for. And it's similar to a credit card, but it's not. You pay interest, repay, you can withdraw on your line again. So let's say you have a business line of credit for $10,000. And let's say you use the whole $10,000. You pay it back. You're able to use the $10,000 again. So it's like every time you make a payment, you're able to use that line of credit. You're still able to use over and over. But it has to be repaid. You used all of it, you paid it back, you can use it again. Now, lines of credits are offered by banks, online lenders, and other alternative lenders. Now, the only thing with business lines of credit when it comes to alternative lenders, the interest rate can be very, very high. So just know with alternative lenders, it's very high. Qualification requirements are similar to those for a business term loan. Banks are more strict with their qualifications. Credits, it can provide more flexibility than term loans. Like I said, it's flexible. You get the line of credit. If it's $10,000, you will always have access
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Chrissy, here to let you know that the Evening Rush Network now has an app. Yes, an app, you guys, so you can stay connected on the go and watch all your favorite podcast shows. You can download the app at Google Play Store or Apple iTunes. So spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Also, if you're looking to start a podcast and really don't know how, well, hit us up at the Evening Rush Network at gmail.com and inquire about time slots, pricings, and everything you may need to get started. We got you. Join the winning team, the Evening Rush Network. And also, download that app. What are you waiting for? Get to it.